The Honourable Rosie Sahanna.
Thank you, President. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the TOs for the land that is sitting on here and really privileged to be part of. In my inaugural speech in 2021, I said to have been elected as one of the 4 members of the mining and pastoral electorate was more than just a title to me. And on reflection, it has been one of the biggest achievements of my working life, an experience like no other. I'm grateful to the people of Western Australia for my term and for me personally. And honestly, I can stand here and say it was quite the experience and what an education. As I reflect on my time in this chamber, I'm reminded of the importance of observation, learning, and listening principles that my parents has instilled in me. By embracing these principles, I was able to acquire a wealth of knowledge and experience, equipping me to make a meaningful impact. My tenure in the upper house was remarkable, providing a unique lens through which to view politics and an enriching educational experience. I was fortunate to meet inspiring individuals, share joyful moments, and create some lasting and forever memories. I'm deeply grateful to the WA Labor Party for this amazing opportunity, representing the WA Labor Party in the mining and pastoral electorate, which covers the stunning regions from the Kimberley through to Kalgoorlie. It has been a true privilege and honour. This experience has been instrumental in opening doors for me personally and professionally, and I'm thrilled to have had the chance to grow and learn, even at age 65. My sincere thanks to the Maritime Union of WA branch for the endorsement and for taking the time to visit and discuss the position with me back in 2021. You took a chance on me, and your support has been invaluable, and I'm so thankful. I'm excited to share my experience, journey, and achievements with you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Before I go into the depth of my speech, I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few people. The Honourable Carl McLean. I am compelled to begin to expressing my appreciation to you and the MUA branch for your endorsement of my candidacy back in 2021. Our first meeting occurred in the late 2020 at the Nuremberg CEO office. And when I first met you, I was thinking, sitting across the table from me, who's this guy with this little baby face? He's got to be at least in his 20s, because he was so cute. Throughout the past 4 years, we have collaborated closely, sharing experience and providing mutual support during both very prosperous time and, challenging times. I wish to acknowledge your substantial role in my tenure as a member of the Mining and Pastoral and express my sincere gratitude. Your passion for politics has been consistently demonstrated within this chamber, and for that I'm going to miss. I think we'll miss each other. I am thoroughly convinced that this is not the end for you, but rather a new beginning, one that will bring you even greater accomplishments and fulfillment, my friend. Your future looks exceptionally bright, and I'm certain that you will make a lasting impact. Your presence and voice will be deeply missed in this chamber, where you have been valued and an integral part of our community. Now to the beautiful Honourable Lorna Harper. I'm uncertain whether our meeting was a result of fate or coincidence. But since that first meeting, you and I have developed a strong connection. We have shared numerous personal and professional stories with a particular focus on our families. I would like to acknowledge the significant impact you have had on my life as a Member of Parliament. I extend my sincere gratitude for your willingness to act as my personal Uber which I'm going to miss, to listen, to offer wise counsel, and to provide emotional support when needed. You embody more than just the role of a colleague and friend. You became my sister, whom I hold in high esteem and will continue to respect deeply. Your departure will leave a void. I will miss your smile, your laughter, your sense of humor, and your distinctive accent, which I think I fell in love with. Your accent more than you. I firmly believe that our bond has grown stronger over time. I just want to remind you of that trip from Geraldton to Perth we stopped at. I always wanted to see the pinnacles, but that never eventuated, really. I think I gave you a fright. It was a cultural experience for you more than it was for me. So thank you for being yourself, your unique self, my sister, Lorna Harper. I want to go on and say a few things about both of you, my left and right. I'm deeply indebted to both of you for your profound impact on my term, although I have encountered numerous challenges that made me contemplate relinquishing my goals. Your presence helped me persevere. Consequently, I am now poised to complete my 4-year journey with the assurance that I have forged enduring bonds with two most remarkable friends. Thank you both from the bottom of my heart. To my beautiful chocolate sister over there, the Honourable A.O. McCaw, our shared experience as women of colour in the upper house have created a lasting bond. I will miss your unique perspective, our humorous moments, which you know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to repeat it here, but you know all about it, and your lively spirit. Thank you, my chocolate sister, for enriching my political experience. Oh, it's getting a bit thing now. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to the members of the Uniform Legislation Committee, the Honourable Martin Pritchard, the Honourable Sally Talbot, the Honourable Donna Farragut, for your invaluable support. On several occasions, I mentioned feeling overwhelmed by the committee's responsibility. However, thanks to your guidance, I felt included and supported, making it easy for me to fulfill my role on the committee. Thank you for your kindness to put up with me. Thank you. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Honourable Alana Clossy, the President of the Upper House, for our cordial conversations. Your consistent, unwavering respect and genuine interest in my thoughts and experience made me feel appreciated. You have demonstrated a sincere commitment to acknowledging my worth beyond mere formalities, and for that I'm truly thankful. Reflecting on our discussion regarding the photograph on the wall recognising my achievement as the first Aboriginal woman in the Upper House, I recall expressing initial reservations about accepting the honour. Following a thoughtful conversation with my daughters, who really control my life, who engaged me to accept the recognition not just for myself, but for the future generations, including my grandchildren and all the Aboriginal girls and women, I ultimately accepted. I appreciate your interest in my well-being and experiences, which has made me feel welcome and valued. And I'd like to think, moving forward, that we continue to keep in contact, because I really appreciate your time and effort. Thank you. The Honourable Stephen Dawson, congratulations to you as the new leader of the Upper House. And in your capacity as the new Minister for the Kimberley, I am looking forward to both you and the member for Kimberley working in collaboration to address the many issues in and around the Kimberley. To the Honourable Matthew Swinburne, huge congratulations on your ministerial appointment. I firmly believe you will make a profoundly positive impact in each of your portfolios. As the Minister for the Environment, your dedication will ensure that expansion of the conservation estate in this government's plan for our parks program will continue. Matthew, I'm a big supporter of both the Cook's government plans for our parks and Aboriginal Ranger program. And I'm certain that Aboriginal people's say in how their country is cared for and the necessary environmental and economic protections are in safe hands on your watch. Don't slip. One advice to you is keep straightening that spear, my friend. You're going to need it. My heartfelt gratitude extends to Sam Hastings and the upper house staff and to the catering staff for your extraordinary kindness, patience, professionalism, and warm smile, which are profoundly appreciated, I think, not just by me, but by everyone. Thank you. To my colleagues, we have worked diligently, logging long hours in achieving the passage of approximately, I think, 140 notable pieces of legislation during the 21 to 25 term. The most contentious decision for me was the repeal of the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act, which I found deeply disappointing. One thing I loved about being here is that I appreciate the debate in this chamber. They have been an enriching experience. To be present here, seated and listening to both parties debate on various issues has been intense and occasionally entertaining for me, my first time here, so thank you guys. Member statements were consistently engaging, sometimes personal. I always look forward to being inspired by the members describing and discussing events they have had or planned or to attend or other community-related activities they had participated in. These stories inspired me to host an Elders Forum in Broome in 2021, my first year in. My idea for the forum was to provide education and information on issues that directly affected elderly people in Broome, including elder abuse, and to provide a safe space for discussion on these issues. It was so popular with the Elderly Forum that it became an annual event, and I hosted my last one in 2024. But for me, it doesn't finish there for me. Having said that, I'd like to acknowledge the organisation that I've co-hosted 4 of the forums, and that's the Nirrumbuk Aboriginal Corporation. They have been so supportive, and it's work that I've been doing prior to becoming a member. So I'd like to shout out a big thank you to Joe and his crew. I've been most proud that the Broome Elders Forum is now a well-known yearly event for the Broome community. The concept of the Elders Forum has been so successful that other towns in the Kimberley have experienced interest in organising their own forums. Halls Creek hosted with Nirrumbuk's support and myself hosted their first Elders Forum. And it looks like they're looking at having it every year, follow the steps of what Broome's doing. A big shout out to Lexi Tranquilino and staff at Yuriangi Aboriginal Medical Services in Halls Creek. Thank you, and I'll see you in your forum this year. You know, when you plant a seed, you don't know how big that tree will grow. Well, I think the elders tree has grown that big now. It's going to cover the whole of the Kimberley. To my retirees and departing upper house colleagues, the Honourable Sue Ellery, Honourable Carl McGinn, Honourable Lorna Harper, Honourable Sally Talbot, Honourable Darren Ress, Honourable Vicky Helps, Honourable Shelley Payne and the Honourable Peter Foster, Honourable Martin Aldridge, Honourable Wilson Taki, Honourable Colin de Grassa, Honourable Donna Fargo, Honourable Sophia Mimon, and the Honourable Peter Collier. I offer my sincerest gratitude and best wishes as you commence an exciting new chapter. I wish you all the best for a brighter and more fulfilling future. Thank you all for being an integral part of my political experience and journey. Well, now that I have made my acknowledgements and it's all done, I will speak on issues through the lens of an Aboriginal woman in politics. In my inaugural speech in Parliament in 2021, I made it very clear that I was very passionate about Aboriginal affairs. This Parliament as a whole, I felt in this term, had a great opportunity to progress the interests of Aboriginal people in this state. We as a minority have needed a voice across all of government after centuries of failures. WA Labor Party has made progress on giving Aboriginal people a voice in the highest law-making body in Western Australia, with the member for the Kimberley and myself elected. It has always been the case that WA Labor works on bettering a voice for us, but it has always been clear that members forget. For this, I felt very frustrated, disappointed, and I want all parties to do better on showing the respect for our First Nation people, not just lip service. It does sadden me that the upper house in the new term will not have an Aboriginal voice in this chamber. I can hold my head high as I gave all I could to push more First Nations people to fight for their voice to be heard in here. I believe it needs to be all parties pushing this agenda. And I call on all parties to do better, bring more of our rich, strong culture into this chamber in the future. Nevertheless, I am proud to know that I will end my term in the upper house Nevertheless, I'm proud to know that I will end my term as the fourth highest voted Labor member in the upper house in our recent state election. A result that was achieved by a newbie, 65-year-old first-term politician and the only Aboriginal member of the Parliament here in the upper house. This, I believe, shows people want to see people like them in the Parliament. As I've also said in my inaugural speech, my father always told me the best seat in the house is in the back, because it's there that you get to look, listen, and learn, and never be in a hurry to get to the top. I'd like to end my speech leaving this house with something to think about. You know, the saying, food for thought. My hope that one day WA government, whoever is in power, will take the leadership role of addressing the following. Stolen generation. Given I have had the opportunity to serve my one term in Parliament, had I been given another term, some of the important issues which still need to be addressed include consideration for the stolen generation of this state, who are still impacted by previous government practices and policies, and who still struggle to connect with their family and land, and all that comes with being dispossessed. This is not settled or finished. That despite whatever funding is spent on programs such as Indigenous health, closing the gap targets through peak bodies, this does not address our stolen generation issues. We do not have many of our elders who were stolen still alive, but we have their families who were impacted without recognition or consideration. This government has accepted the parliamentary inquiry and recommendation of the historical forced adoption practices. Statements regarding this inquiry notes that the, quote, babies were not given up, they were taken away. Consent was not freely given, and that women were isolated, disempowered, pressured and threatened. How can these statements not be said about or not be true for our stolen generation mothers and their children? Other Australian states and territories, apart from the two big states in this country, Queensland and WA, have entered into negotiations and agreements for compensation for members of their stolen generation. I look forward to when any future WA government will take the leadership and make that commitment. Because personally, and having my term here, doing my term here, and the work that I've done in this term, I believe time has come to start the conversation, put it back on the table. Because I've been around Indigenous affairs or Aboriginal affairs for over 40 years, I put number 2 in, and it plays a very big part of my life work. Bipartisan agreement. I strongly advocate for a formalised bipartisan agreement between West Australia's two major parties, Labor and the Coalition. This recommendation is not made lightly, and I don't say this lightly, as I have witnessed the status quo persist for far too long. Nevertheless, I remain hopeful that a change is imminent, and it is time for this state to demonstrate leadership by adopting a novel approach to engaging with Aboriginal people. The traditional top-down methodology employed by all governments has proven ineffective, and a collaborative approach is essential. I propose the establishment of a working party comprising of politicians from both parties to engage in meaningful conversation with the community. What is there to lose by adopting this approach? Regional ministers. Now that we have regional ministers, I suggest they utilise their platforms to host community forums throughout the regions, addressing the enormous issues faced by the communities daily. To Honourable Stephen Dawson, Minister for Kimberley, to the Honourable Matthew Swinburne, Minister for Communities, and the Honourable Don Punch, Minister for Indigenous Affairs. I participated in a community forum in 2022 called the SAT program, an acronym for Solution, Accountability and Teamwork, which was facilitated by the Nirrumbuk Aboriginal Corporation and funded by NIAA. This forum served as a platform to amplify the voice of the Broome community. The primary objective of the forum was to foster improved collaboration, coordination and engagement among youth, their families and providers of youth service. The event drew attendance from key agencies and individuals within the community, including the WA Police and federal politicians, Senator Pat Dodson and Melissa Price. A detailed report incorporating recommendations was completed, but it seems to have been neglected and not answered. The SAT report embodies the collective suggestions and potential solutions of the diverse voices within the Broome community. I urge you all to read the report to help guide you on your major task ahead in your portfolios and start addressing issues that are meant to be a priority. It's only by reading that report, looking at the recommendations, there's a possibility of outcomes, solutions, not just by the community, but by the government. The Kimberley Juvenile Justice Evaluation Report 23-24. What can I say? I guess there are stakeholders, and I myself are still waiting for the release of this report. This is an important report. In my opinion, that will give key information on the extent of the success of the existing programs and inform stakeholders on the best and worst of the existing programs. This will assist greatly in designing better programs that are meaningful and transfer valuable resources to the programs that are working and hitting the mark, in addition to confirming to stakeholders where the resources are going and why they are going to these organisations. I am proud to have served in the 21st Parliament for one term. I've been honoured to have spent 4 years in this chamber with some very, very good people on both sides of the politics. I know and understand the party politics, and I hope is the word I've used a few times in my speech, because I live on hope. And this hope is for future political parties to work more collaboratively for all the West Australian people. Please bear in mind you're here representing the people of West Australia. So it's not about politics, it's not about personalities, it's about the people out there. So I really encourage you really think about it. We all have different opinions, but I'm sure there's enough experience in this room and knowledge I can make things happen. So during my life, I've sat around many campfires, and no matter how dark around me, even the smallest fire will shed light and warmth. And that is how I see all of us here. We are the sparks that can ignite change. Best wishes on your journey to all new members of the 42nd Parliament. I may not be here, but I will certainly be, like my dad always said, in the back seat looking and listening to what happens in this chamber. Because if nothing happens in my time, then you won't see the nice Rosie, you won't hear the nice Rosie. Always save the best for last. I want to shout out a big thank you to my wonderful staff, Val, Lynette, Sarah and Julie, the A-team. You got me through some tough times and you made me look good and went above and beyond. I don't know why you did it and I don't know how, but you did. You are now part of my family, part of the Sahanna Pit family. Unfortunately, my family couldn't make it here. Everybody works and the cost of living is high. So plane tickets and accommodation cost money, so they couldn't make it. But they did say to me, you can handle this. So to my family back home, thank you for your unconditional love and support. My children, Koiki, Tilly, BJ and Kalpa, my granddaughters, Lene, Mariah, Man and Zoe. I want you to know that who I am and what I have done and achieved in my lifetime is because of you. The blood, sweat and tears were worth it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. One thing I get out of this is I don't get to do your washing anymore. I don't get to be part of your life. So their response to me was, now it's time to you get a life so you can keep out of our lives. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep out of your life and get a life. Honestly, I'm really privileged. I'm one of very few Aboriginal people to have had this experience, so thank you. Thank you all for listening. I know you won't forget me. Given my portrait now hangs on that wall in Parliament House, alongside other First Strong women. Now that my term is over, I can truly walk out of here with my head held high and my integrity intact. I'm not sure what the future holds for me, but for now, I've taken on a new old role, and that is I will be a full-time nanny and be their personal Uber until they finish school. And that's what I've been doing anyways, but it's just full-time now. So this I look forward to because family, I'm really big on family. And for that, the air that I breathe is my family. So thank you, wonderful people here. Hopefully I see you around the corner and enjoy to the people that are continuing, enjoy the next term, really work hard. I want to see what I said here, some of it, one of it at least, achieved. If not, I will be ringing. And to the people that are departing, like me, enjoy yourself, enjoy the next phase of your life, the next chapter. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What you take this off?
Okay.
You're going out with a...
You're on my speaker.
Yeah, I know. I'm really proud of you.
Yes. Oh, chocolate.
Did you take him to festival?
No, he just had a really nice conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Was it I have some conversations with her.